Okay, so here we are back again for Interview with the Vampire. Watched the first episode of season 2, and you had some really good lines in there, like the "it's you and me and you. If you were the only vampire left, that would be enough for me." Also, just kind of the hard words, soft words conversation I thought was really nice between Louis and Claudia. So, it seems like them trying to find more vampires didn't turn out, but, we still have a pretty long season, so can't wait to jump back in here. And also, I'm interested in this dynamic of Armand kind of curating with Louis the memories or the way that he remembers things and what that's about. So, yeah, we're going to jump right in with this second episode called "Do You Know What It Means to Be Loved by Death?" And I will start the... where is it? Stopwatch once, we hit some new stuff for the episode. All right.
Bring back Manhattan.
After the show for an exclusive look inside the episode.
Okay. So right now we have the theme going, pulling in the logo, Immortal Universe.
Perused a few folklore anthologies, and now you're going to cross the ocean and take on a society of monsters.
I've known exactly 4 vampires in my life, and you've all been the worst. I'm looking for one. That a goddamn bastard.
Parents
Oh, boy.
Sent about 20 of us over to a place called Copenhagen.
Don't start back with your books. Your books are bullshit.
There's a vampire in here. Another crucifix.
That just did not go the way that they were anticipating or expecting.
The boy we met from San Francisco is still in there. We can have him saying what happened next in no time.
We're gonna find others like us. You can't be the only good ones out there.
Oh, and also that scene where, he was talking to Claudia. Okay, starting. But it makes you wonder, was he actually talking to Claudia, or was he talking to the vision of Lestat? Unknown. Guess we'll find out. But also, I think, is that really something in his mind, or is Lestat actually sending a projection of himself there? I don't know how the hold between master and prodigy work. Progeny. Alright, what's happening?
Paris. Hard to put it into words now. For what Paris means to me now is very different from what it meant to me then.
May I try?
Please.
Paris was an awakening for Louis.
Look at Armand
Paris was a hunger.
jumping in there.
Paris was many things in those days. Even now, to think of it, setting aside certain events, I feel something close to happiness when I think of it. The name alone, Paris.
Paris sucks.
But you proposed to your Alice in Paris.
And she divorced me in Staten Island. Paris sucks.
Paris is a universe all to herself,
Macarons are
followed and
bullshit.
fashioned
Cafe
by
culture
history.
is boring.
Paris was Nazi scar tissue at the time. It was healing, just as Claudia and I were healing.
Gotta pick twice the pockets in this town to get anywhere.
Confiance en vos plusieurs si on prend du temps pour la trouver.
What?
Truth is more valuable if it takes you a few years to find it.
What you said is trust is worth several if we take a few years to find it.
A little rust on the mother tongue.
A lot of rust.
Rust
I'm
on the
looking for
mother
francs
tongue, he
and
says.
Diamonds. Truth don't pay the
No
rent.
salt.
Guess that kind of makes
butter.
sense.
Can't have milk unless you got a newborn. And we're here. Hospitals running low on plaster of Paris for a record number of broken bones due to decalcification and undernourishment. You want francs and pockets? These people are broke.
Maybe we chose the wrong town.
I saw a woman tonight in a patchy 5-year-old dress, putting on a brand new lipstick.
I wonder if they're gonna say and feel like the energy or the blood is different here than what they were experienced
What
before.
makes you think Paris is a woman?
Oh, now I know you're hungry.
Tell me what a woman is. I'll tell you what a woman is.
Where you want to hunt? Forest looks dark.
Always following the black house. Black house are easy.
So you want a hard meal?
Really love their
Franks and
dynamic.
diamonds, and you want heaven to open up and rain down big stars?
And that's something I've appreciated a lot
It's
with
custom and practice for traveling vampires to
this
make
TV
themselves
series
known to
because
the coven.
you gotten to see a lot more depth to the characters. Because previously my only reference was the movie.
The whitest of lies, turning 77 this year. Do not leave Dubai until you've made him retract it.
Uh-huh. If Claudia and I were looking over our shoulder at all, it was in astonishment. Our skin did not attract the same attention it did in America.
Right, because there wasn't any racism in mid-20th century France.
Oh, I
He
didn't
didn't
say
say
that.
I think your Algerian inferiors of the time might disagree.
But I wasn't an Algerian. I was an American. And if there was an assumption that I had arrived to blow a trumpet or sing for my supper, it did not register as a slight in those days. I was just grateful knowing no one wanted to lynch me or direct me to the far end of the cafe counter.
That's all he was saying, Mr. Malloy.
Are you two going to finish each other's sentences for the whole
Yes.
session? We've been together 77 years, Daniel.
47 more than he did with Lestat.
Should we let the math of
Ooh,
that settle
he's keeping
before we
count.
do it?
Keep selling it.
We hid ourselves away in an inconspicuous apartment in the 9e, passing ourselves off as moneyed Americans, overspending for black market baguettes. It was the perfect cover.
Yes, perfectly situated. One floor above the owners and one floor below the students and sex workers, literally.
See, but Armand is talking about this story like he's there.
Kills home, we use the sewers for that.
Waterways of which they had no expertise. The flow controls, the pumping stations, we were constantly cleaning up for them.
And yet you never made contact with him.
Thank you. 5 months of anxiety-producing choices, and not one bonjour or prépare-toi à mourir.
Custom and practice.
The Parisian vampire is a prideful monster.
They lived 2 kilometers from our theater in Pigalle.
I had endured hundreds of nights in the theater with Lestat. I was not seeking more.
Theater called Théâtre des Vampires, a company that had been in existence for 150 years. 77 years, and it still feels like a slight. But the reports were confounding. Were they romantic? No. Who was the master? Neither, it seemed. The male hunted to please her, the girl suffered philosophical conversation to please him.
Ooh,
The
Louis,
American
you should be more
vampires appeared
careful.
to be as dull and plain as their tourists and soldiers were.
Rude.
Grabbed
I
it in
took up
full
photography
view of the window.
as a hobby.
Vampires with hobbies. Insanity.
Killing time when you weren't killing Parisians.
Wrestling time to the ground, staring it into submission, holding it in your hand. I was there. This occurred.
How's that any different from the photos I keep on my phone?
It isn't. It's a human perspective of time.
When you have the ability to stretch a millisecond into an hour, it's a reduction. I hadn't come to that conclusion yet.
Wow. The writing is so
liked
good in
taking
this.
photographs. It took my mind off things.
What are you looking for when you take a picture?
I don't know. Surprise, baby. Something off. Like a hat that's too small for a head. Someone realizing they forgot to do something and they stop.
Okay.
Then you can get mindful about it. Ask yourself what brought them here. What brought you here? Is it coming together random? Choreographed? The metro late for him?
The
Sometimes
dialogue.
I want the short answer. You listen to their thoughts. You know what's coming. You take the picture.
Well, if you knew the answer, why'd you ask?
Is it coming together random, choreographed?
In many ways, Claudia was more prepared and ready to be a vampire
Is
than
that how you
Louis.
sell yourself yourself?
I'm just trying to get through nice, sis. I shortcut it. You caught me. Take the win.
Who are you, Louis?
He doesn't know.
I'm your brother.
Who are you outside of me?
I'm the reticent vampire of the ninth arrondissement. I walk the night capturing disappointment and regret. It's only the reticent vampire can.
People can hear you though.
If there was no me, and there was no Ken, who would you be?
He has no
What do
clue.
you want?
Louis,
How
you need a
gonna
hobby.
get there?
She had a point.
Yes,
Paris sucks.
that's not the point she was making.
Sure it is. She's miserable, but she doesn't want to fuck with your too delusional left bank dilettante vibe.
She wasn't telling me something I didn't know about myself. She was giving me
Yo,
permission
Armand does
to
not like
explore
this
life
guy.
responsibly.
The way he
So
looks at
this,
him.
Louis, and Claudia.
Excuse me?
Oh, I see. I've triggered a memory.
No, it's Claudia. It's her journal. Louis needs Paris.
It's
I don't...
1985. You and Alice are at a brasserie talking past each other, and she tells you she's pregnant.
The fishing rod in the head again?
And you say, yeah. Let's talk about it later tonight.
I gotta knock out another chapter. One a week. I leave before the bill is paid. I never finished the novel. I think it was the yeah that pissed her off most. Yeah?
Yeah.
Louis needs Paris. I don't know what I need.
Maybe a new brain in my head. Why can't I tell him this? I suppose I'm afraid my joylessness will take away his happiness, and maybe I don't want his feelings to depend on mine anymore. Maybe I want to be joyfully joyless. If I just
Joyfully
wild opposites
joyless. What a line. What a descriptor. Uh-oh.
Mademoiselle, laissez-vous d'elle.
Made her go in there.
Désolée, on est fermé.
Pas du souci, just the right breath.
Ouais, faites attention, c'est une robe en soie, une goutte d'eau pourrait la tacher.
Parfait pour une femme, n'est-ce pas?
Bon, je peux pas vous laisser ici à jouer à vous déguiser.
Vous pourriez vous le réserver.
Américaine? French is ugly.
Your French is ugly.
You can take it in from me, yes? You do alterations.
My grande, please, don't pretend to be something you're not, huh? Believe me, womanhood will happen soon enough.
Never thought about choosing to pretend. Life hasn't been kind enough to allow me that.
Yeah.
Maybe if it had been, I'd be a lonely dressmaker in an empty shop denying my only potential customer.
Respect
Oh
my time.
my gosh. Claudia.
The dress for my body. And I'll need some gloves. I'm thinking white.
Real Rashid, just in time for the big meet.
Not real
What
Rashid
weirdness
again.
have you brought us today?
The Paris albums, 1946 to 1949.
Oh, you really shouldn't wear gloves when handling historical documents, Real Rashid. It reduces dexterity.
It's just Rashid.
Makes it more likely you'll rip a page in the item being examined.
Thank you, Rashid.
So?
Photos are the record of time passing. Outward evidence.
They do not lie, but neither do they tell you a thorough story.
That's true.
Who are the young men? Vampires?
Those were our young friends. Humans. Guys.
Some are very old now, most are dead, and some we simply drained for sport. Well, generally
He
me.
keeps saying we. Yeah.
Louis has his ways.
Like, I need to see more about their first meeting, honestly.
You could tell from his walk he was an American.
I'm an American. What exactly is an American walk?
Two wars had made a certain impression on the men of France. There was no way to describe it other than optimistic.
There was a park I'd heard about. I would go to this park often. There was an armored thing that spring. Someone steady on his feet, but
With a history of chasing the wrong kind of love.
I'll describe it myself, thank you.
Yes.
But with a history of chasing the wrong kind of love.
Well, where better to explore who you are to find the right kind of love than in a public park?
Nothing wrong with walking a public park.
I was convinced we were being toyed with and I could hold back the coven only so long. I knew the park well myself.
Oh, there he
What went
is,
on in
finally.
Armand's there, so I was not surprised to find him without the girl. I would confront the elder and make him aware of the ways rogue vampires were dealt with in Paris.
He looked like a boy, masquerading as a gentleman, but I sensed his ancient power right away.
He was awkward. His attempt to blend in as some layman, thinking he could fade into the landscape, it was absurd. I mean,
The way they
he was
describe
alarmingly handsome
things.
in the muted lamplight.
I thought he was going to kill me.
Like, it paints a picture of memory. Because it's not like...
So,
Yeah.
who broke the ice? What were the first words of the ancient vampire to the future love of his life?
I will. Please.
No. Please.
He said, I will not harm you.
And I never have.
Wow. Okay, so Armand and Claudia crossed.
And bring the petite beauty with you. You are most welcome.
Yeah, they know about y'all. Yo, Claudia's gonna be ecstatic.
Claudia! Claudia! I found some. Well, they found me, found us.
So excited.
5 months removed from their velvet-heeled arrival, the Americans were finally coming to the gap.
The perfumed armpit of Paris.
Le feu de Pantola. Our finest scenes.
I'm so curious about this theater de
A
vampire.
mixture of slavish devotees and overserved tourists.
We had become amusingly passé amongst the theatre community and found a more receptive audience from our Anglican friends, now invading Paris post-war. 5 out of every 7 performances were in the King's English.
Some had been there dozens of times, and some couldn't care less what was spoken.
They were all the same to us, cattle for our nightly Sabbath.
But we were there for vampires, and we felt their numbers in the charged air.
This
Wow.
is projections, music.
It almost looked like the guy who gave them their tickets was a vampire just due to his eye color.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, awful and awful lessons.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the displacement of reason.
and the excretion of pathetic desires. By that I mean, good evening. What you're about to see is for you outraged that masks a birth and
Doing the
rebirth
vampire
of
stuff
The rope slip. He's really flying.
with practical effects.
drama. We here
That's so smart.
de Vampire delve into the underbelly of the human soul to present to you the highest form of art in the lowest of ways. Repressions that need airing. Oh, you've come to the right place. Phobias toward your next of kin.
This is so creative to like be in hiding but be in public because people will just see it as a show, a production.
I salute your honesty right after I take my boot from your ass. But seriously, being vampires and by nature superior to you mortals, we can replicate the level of build necessary to disrupt your tiny ship called human decency. In fact, we capsize it, so if you don't leave here tonight seeing the world upside down and liking very much what you see and feel, then we here at the Théâtre des Vampires have failed
Théâtre
in our
des
jobs, which is
Vampires.
at the heart of it, to laugh alongside your misery, while you cry and scream for more.
This is cool.
Everything you're about to see is real.
Oh, he's really talking to them.
Remember that when you leave here tonight, you are all complicit, repugnant, and appalling! I love you for it. And I welcome you,
Oh my gosh.
even as you disgust me.
They just think it's a show. Claudia's gonna love this, and then she's not gonna want to ever leave or join them because she wouldn't have to be in hiding anymore, potentially.
Why does the master has attend to the prize singular glance at night when the rest of the garden is tended by...
The actors performed in front of a cinema screen, interacting with animations and bits of film in near perfect synchronization. The effect was wondrous.
The modern cinema had an enormous influence on my aesthetic, and the light of the projector on the faces of our actors lent a romantic air to their performances.
Thanks for all the information, Armand.
The plays were weird.
The plays were timeless, updated for the age and all from our 150-year repertoire.
They were weird. And always ended in death or some kind of cruel, barely motivated violence.
Life is cruel, life is violent.
Claudia absolutely loved them. And it was the first time in Paris I had seen a smile or a laugh come out of her that wasn't for my benefit. But what was truly confusing that first night were the efforts to make it all appear as farce.
Sarah.
The fake vampire teeth, the fake blood, the trick rope.
Because they wouldn't believe it.
To lure the cattle into a willing belief of disbelief. The only play that mattered was the lust.
Pretending to be death.
I am what you think I am, woodcutter.
Go away.
The clock in your heart. The gears have stopped meshing.
What is this? She's disrupted the performance.
No. Let her speak, sir. Let her speak.
Ze gaan me vermoorden. De vampiers gaan ons allemaal vermoorden.
Oh, and with her fear, people are going to be like, wow, she's such a great actress.
Start again.
But they know, they feel it.
My name is Annika. I live in Antwerp. I was taken from my hotel room last night. These people
Armand is just watching him from above.
vampires. This is real. Call my husband.
I'll call him for you, baby.
Ik wil niet doodgaan.
Suppose we were to let you go. Suppose the Reaper had a heart.
Oh my gosh.
Could resist your Belgian beauty. Someone would have to take your place. Your husband. Your son.
I can't.
Claudia's loving this.
How about him? Oh dear man, whose flesh has run in every direction from his moustache. I want you to remember this. The next time you're in the pew, you turn to your neighbor and say, peace be unto you.
What?
They'll give you up in a wink.
Okay.
Not his time, Annika.
Oh my gosh. The suspense, and all Claudia could do is just grin. They're all thinking this is a performance. Wow.
Annika Ruman of Antwerp. Death awaits everyone, everywhere. Why not here? Unconscious death is the fate of all mortals. Up. 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 We are conscious death, Annika. And that would make you a bride.
Oh my gosh. Louis is like, what? Claudia is sucked in right now.
You know what it means?
Literally looking at everything like,
Death. No pain.
oh my gosh. Wow. And they've never seen so many other vampires before. And they all just think it's a performance. Louis is disgusted. Claudia is sucked in. Oh my god. Here comes their divide even more. Wow.
Our coven has been here since the reign of Charlemagne, but we only became a theatre company after Danton was guillotined. Do I hear French from the lips of an English company? Better. If you desire to seduce on stage, you must live it off stage. Thank you.
London was not made overnight, maître.
And that is why several Toulousian G's pricked my ear in Act 4. Did you catch that, Englishman?
Oh, I did, maître.
Otherwise, very committed tonight, madame.
Merci.
That goes for the entire company. Very committed tonight. Bravo, brava. Even as they wipe their grease paint, as if this were an ordinary night.
5 months of night. 5 insolent months of nights.
Wow.
Waiting for you to humble us with your appearance. I ask you, maître, was it worth the wait?
No.
I...
The Americans are here!
Louis and Claudia, the Théâtre des Vampires. Eglin from the house.
What a
Stage
greeting.
Management, props, Lukenbaum, costumes.
Started work.
Samuel Barclay, playwright in residence.
Sam, come, Sam.
Basilique Blanche Merdin, the orchestra.
Oh, nice drums.
Thank you. Toine and Toine Femme, projections, scenery, string actor, father and son. They joined the coven on an eventful pre-century tour of the colonies.
Oh, so
Wow.
Older than the father, yes. Kwang here refused the dark gift until he could be on stage.
My son is rebellious.
English.
English.
That's interesting.
Lending us our core acting company. Gustave, Celeste, Estelle, and Santiago.
You were amazing.
I was, wasn't I? Love the dress.
Oh, thank you.
Do American vampiresses all wear pastels?
Claudia's the only American vampire, so I say that's a yes.
And are all American vampires as alluring as you?
Oh.
No. Louis was expelled for his beauty.
Oh, such a burden, beauty. Who's your maker?
Mommy?
Eglay here does star charts for us all. Night you were given the gift, phase of the moon, name of the maker.
I don't really need
Do you both have the same maker?
We did.
His name was Bruce.
Bruce. Is he Scottish?
He said he was from Copenhagen. We met him on the road just outside of...
Chicago.
We traveled a lot.
As you do. When the kills pile up.
We don't talk about him much.
Lies.
Threw himself into a fire in front of us.
And once again, Santiago, it seems you've missed the vein and drawn air instead.
I got a question. Who's that handsome man on the wall up there?
With us in spirit, always. Our co-founder and the finest actor ever to walk our stage.
No.
Lestat de Leon Gaulle.
They can't escape this guy.
Coming. Did not see that one coming. Big red flag, huh?
The biggest.
You must understand.
Oh, I understand.
In a community as small as ours, such crossings of immortal paths is expected, perhaps more common than you would think.
And Juan looked up at the painting and saw that Teresa's dead husband was Roberto. He had eloped with his enemy's widow. It's a telenovela. I mean, come on. Lestat's painting on the wall. Are you kidding me? Really? Oh, and that means you knew Lestat before he did.
Yes. Armand knew Lestat.
Wait a minute.
And yes, he was briefly with Lestat.
You both fucked Lestat.
100+ years apart.
They were not compatible.
He tasted like vermouth and annihilation.
You shared a boyfriend. This is great.
I fucked Santiago too, and Celeste and Estelle. Even had an aerobic evening with Tuan and Quang Pham in the back row of a cinema watching Now Voyager.
Did you?
It's repertory theatre, Mr. Malloy. It's how one endures.
Lestat's appearance is important. Just not in the way you think it is, Daniel.
I'm done thinking. Bring me the tequila and some popcorn. Let's flip to channel 300 something. It's a Univision night.
I saw his stupid face up there and had to think of something quick.
But you couldn't make up a name?
Best lie's got some truth to him, and that's the only other vampire I knew. It's gonna be fine.
Oh yeah, Bruce.
Yeah, fine. What about Lestat?
He's 100-something-year-old painting in a frame.
They got a fucking shrine to him. What if they find out we killed him?
One of us would have to tell them.
Or think it.
Well, I thought it the second I saw his face in the frame, but there they were, inviting us back 5 minutes later.
To kill us.
And right after that, I invaded their thoughts, and not one of them thought anything.
Claudia, they probably felt you in their thoughts.
We need to stay away from Estelle if we can, but they know nothing, and they're gonna continue knowing nothing because you're gonna keep that loose head of yours.
I mean, they knew you were in town.
You crazy?
What about
They knew you were in town before you all even knew they were there. So
tell me, you did not feel pride.
I did not feel pride.
Yes, you did. Past your empathy for that woman, past your fear of being exposed. Vampire pride. Those Frenchies love being vampires, and they shamed us because we never felt that way, and we fucking should. I'm going back. I want more.
It's not safe there.
14 hapless vampires being led by a vampire with skin darker than yours. What else is there to be scared of? Other than your own lust?
oh my gosh.
You felt my lust.
Armand? Oh yeah, felt his too. Now I know what two blood-fat cocks slapping hands feel like, so thank you for that. Take your people pictures. Worship them in the red light on the floor. I will be with my own. Don't ruin this for me, Louis. I need this.
The coven had lifted Claudia's spirits, but seeing Lestat's portrait put me on edge. I needed confirmation of his death. And then I remembered his frequent money wires came from a law firm with an address in the Marais, Roger and Associates. We were very close friends. We owned some real estate together. A townhouse on Broad Street in New Orleans. Maybe your records reflect that. We were separated by the war, Mr. Leocourt and myself. I had some work.
He's very confused with your passport.
I lost my American passport doing that work. I'm in the process of... I'm not here for money. I'm here to know if you've heard from him. If he is alive. And if so...
We have not heard from Monsieur de Lioncourt since February 1940, when we processed several wires for him, for a party he was throwing. I know who you are, Monsieur. And I know what you meant to our cherished client, Monsieur de Lioncourt.
You said meant?
Oh my gosh. He's gonna tell him that he was found dead.
Perhaps he is dead. Or sleeping. I have no confirmation of his actual death and cannot declare him legally dead for years. But, seeing as you are now here in Paris, and the fact that he has made no withdrawal from his account, between us, it is confirmation enough for me to pass this box to you.
Now what is
It's
in the
instructed
box?
in case of, well, I have a client arriving in 20 minutes. You may have the office.
Gosh. What could be in there? A note that says "My Louis." Oh my god, or Louis, sorry. It's almost like he had a contingency, or, you know, he put that in there somewhat recently. Oh, and maybe he could make the guy forget he even saw him. Who knows? Oh, now we're gonna hear it in his voice.
In the event that you are reading this, something dreadful has occurred, which is not my own death, rather the fact that we both now exist in two different worlds.
Wow.
Do not waste your life seeking revenge on the person or persons who did this. Do not give them the satisfaction of the hunt. You let treachery eat away at them from within. And you go carry on with your living. Know only this, mon cher. You are the only being I trust. And whom I love.
See, but he knows how to play mind games with Louis.
All my love belongs to you. You are its keeper. A veil will not forever separate our union. But it is a thin veil. And I'm always on the other side. Face pressed up against your longing.
Face pressed up against your longing. Damn. Gotta read this. Just the descriptions make it so vivid. And I know I'm watching it, but you know.
Lestat. Love of my life, or is it more rebound of my life with you two?
It's a haunting memory Louis just shared with you. What a comfort. Your ability to continue pulling humor from his pain. Cathartic.
It's a joke. It's a joke. You serve it up.
Alice is in her third trimester. She steps in gum on the corner of Lou Palatine and Servandoni.
The old parlor trick.
She makes you scrape it off with a credit card.
It's not a credit card. I have no credit. It's a library
She's wearing
card.
that short purple dress you favor.
I like the way she walked in it. She was confident.
They have such animosity.
Hitting the garage door, Louis. All the crap. Have at it.
You worked so hard to get that table right in the corner so you could pull out the ring.
The ring.
Just at the right moment to surprise her.
Which I did.
And what did she say when you finally asked her to marry you?
In middle school, you stole your dad's Playboy magazines, sold them at recess.
Danny.
Oh my gosh.
I'll ask for a third time. What did Alice say when you finally asked her to marry you?
Louis, perhaps we should.
She said no.
What was that with Armand, though?
She wanted to say yes, but she didn't trust you. You hadn't given her a reason to.
Would you like to know what she thinks of you now? If she thinks of you now, we could do that.
Or we could simply return to the interview. If you're willing to ask your questions and then listen, which is your job.
Yes.
What was that with Armand? Was he putting something in there, like a memory or a command? Or was that from the first time they interviewed?
What happened next?
They invited us for a hunt.
Claudia had attended a month of performances, and the coven felt she had proven herself sincere.
I nodded off one night while Santiago was hamming it up. Apparently, that made me persona non grata with the leading man.
Alright.
Play follow the leader. A slithering creature with multiple heads, rounding roundabouts with ravenous intent, waiting for Maître to make the call.
When you share a victim, as they did every night on stage, it's merely a taste.
Yeah, Claudia's just living it up right now. She's enjoying this.
Travel as a pack, you take on a collective hunger. The longer the ride, the more intense the craving.
Travel in a pack, have a collective hunger. Gosh, we haven't seen Claudia this excited or happy about anything in so long.
Put your camera away, my American friend. Be one with us.
Where are you taking us?
As far as our petrol will take us.
Azurian hearts beating as one. The rumbling beast of the movable feast.
The estate of the family de la Croix. Whilst their countrymen clutch ration cards, they've made quite a killing manipulating the black markets.
Thanks for the recommendation. I watched Supernatural when it was actually on TV. So like all 15 seasons.
Il ne nous faut pas d'autorisation. Elle est à nous la propriété.
Give us a layout, would you know?
Ooh.
14 rooms, 19 guests, plus the host. 13 men, 8 women, and small firearms in the library bureau.
Enjoy yourselves.
Oh my gosh.
You coming?
Hey, before the play, I'm gonna.
Go ahead, Claudia. Have your fun.
I understand you supplement your diet.
I feast human every other night. That's my way. You're not gonna.
I am now where I most want to be.
What a line. I'm stealing that.
Nice night.
I am now where I most want
Very
to
nice.
be. Oh my gosh.
You carry yourself well.
Merci. I like how you behave.
I don't know about that. Cautious, maybe.
It's alluring. It's practiced. I find myself thinking, what is in there?
Been thinking the same about you. Been thinking about you often.
Okay, Louis. Being a little forward, direct.
Tricky.
What's that?
Us. Coven life can get labyrinthian depths of. It can be tricky.
Nobody's getting out of here. Jeez.
She's something, your Claudia.
Spark in the dark.
Pity she was made so young. Imagine her in a body equal to her mind.
She's managed to it.
Particularly skilled at blocking her thoughts. You must work harder on that. I could help you in that skill.
At times, someone's beheaded in the back.
That'd be great.
Good. Because I do believe I felt some trepidation when the name Lestat was uttered.
Who?
Louis, you're such a lie.
Who thinks of me often and who has dominated my mind ever since I laid eyes upon him. Don't. I don't know the particulars of your acquaintance with him. You can tell me when you're ready. But a few of the Coven can be volatile and quite unforgiving when lied to. Shut your mind if you hear his name again. Also, mon ami, may I suggest you never visit Roger Habert and Associates again. That sort of inquiry can open all sorts of trouble.
See? They know everything you're up to.
Armand. Maître is a Coven endearment. Armand for you.
Caught a lively one for tomorrow's show.
Pip's a savage.
Oh, Louis, I see it now. It's different here. I love man and never want to leave. She was in
Gosh.
I love everybody and everything in this every moment, right? Every now.
Claudia, no.
It was 1556.
Wait, is that the end of the
I
episode?
felt his presence.
Okay, yes, it's the end. Okay, I did not want to continue that, and potentially spoil it for myself. Well, it's not really spoiling. So let me first stop this clock. All right, well, mission accomplished. They met more vampires this time around. And we got to see more of the beginnings of, Armand. And that was something that I had been wondering, just from, learning that Armand was the vampire at the end of season 1 to how he was in the last episode, just kind of finishing Louis' sentences and really talking like, he had seen things or had these interactions, but to learn that, both of them had, a connection with Lestat, and that there was some overlapping with Claudia. I thought he was from a whole different point of Louis' life, but can't wait to see what happens in the next episode. But thanks so much for watching with me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.